What is up, the world of the living? My name is Zloy and welcome to Professional Minecrafting. I have this Minecraft Bedrock Edition launched, and I have this version of the Java Minecraft loaded up on a separate window on a second monitor. Man, the day Bedrock Edition is able to launch twice on the same PC is gonna be quite a day for me, because that's when I'll be able to time-lapse directly on the version I actually play and won't have to resort to replay mode on Java. So, welcome back to the end Stronghold project, where we'll be decorating this room to look more or less like this. Yep. I pretty much have all the materials at my disposal, by which I mean I'm literally surrounded by it. Look at all that stone brick, look at all that stone. Sandstone might be a little bit of a problem, but not nearly as much as just clearing out the area for it. That's right, my friends, that's one thing I didn't account for when I was taking this project onto myself. Is that not only will I have to dig out a large area of the stronghold itself, which already is quite frustrating, but also our specific stronghold is 2 steps away from an oceany cave. So that's fun. Having said that though, you know, digging this out by hand is quite a tedious task. I was wondering if I can get it to kind of fall apart on its own. Hey, there it is. And apparently if you one hit kill them, then they don't wake up their brethren. Alright, let's try this with a little bit more punch. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Come on, guys, come on, come on. Wakey, wakey. Look at this. Look at this stupid building just disassembling itself. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Even with my one-hit sword, I am absolutely going to die. Ah! Oh, that's a lot. That's a choo-choo train we got here. And it's only getting faster, and it's only getting bigger. But look at all the space we cleared out. I mean, okay, not really, and we also have Instamine, so I highly doubt that this would be any more efficient than just digging. I'm a danger to myself. So because digging out stuff is quite boring, I decided to combine, you know, clearing out the area with actually following the design. And so here we are. This is not the most efficient way of doing this. Naturally, I'm pretty sure that first clearing out and then building stuff would be much more efficient and much nicer. But, you know, it is at the very least more fun. So I'm doing it that way. And I'm sorry, but that's the thing about this game. A lot of it is very tedious to a degree, which is like, again, it's not a criticism, it's tedious because then you feel more accomplished. But at the same time, I still have to cope somehow. So here I am, coping. And while I do, let me just showcase the difference in the design I did in the previous episode in our grand 1.12 time-lapse. And this is the current version of Minecraft where I can do stuff like this, right? So this here is my favorite grating design, one of the two. The other favorite grating design is this, where you have the stairs and the little bumps on the stairs serving as a little bit of a grate themselves. Basically, we have now much more blue in the design, which does kind of correlate to the entire Truly Bedrock logo being blue and yellow, you know, teal and orange type of deal. Here we have this light blue and this yellowish vomit color, which I'm kind of okay with also. Okay, look at this. Just barely a tunnel done, not even the beautiful beat at the top that I have planned, and it's already looking so much nicer. I love it. I love it. I especially love that I didn't have to craft any of the mossy stone brick, nor any of the cracked stone brick, because once again, the area we're building this in kind of provides those materials, so that I lucked out on. Same for the iron bars, by the way. They would have been such a waste of iron if not for the iron bars in the cages and everywhere across the stronghold. So yeah, I'm quite happy, and Zloy from the past for once actually worked out for a design. Thank you, Zloy from the past. No problem, Zloy from the future. Another progress update, and let me tell you, I feel like the least efficient 3D printer ever. We started at that corner, we are slowly making our way all the way to the middle ground, and we've reached the bit in the original design where I would have the statue of a knight, which I actually am looking forward to working on, because it has quite a bit of materials that can be swapped for more modern ones, so like for smooth stone for example, and that kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to how that's gonna look, even though it's once again a giant great blob. So you might be wondering by this point, those symbols that I ingrained into the walls, what are their meaning? Because you know me, there always is a meaning. I am very deliberate man when it comes to wall decorations. Well, my friends, this here is the letter T. This is my closest approximation to the letter B, and together they form the abbreviation for the name of the server, Truly Bedrock, and not the word tuberculosis as it is assumed by most of the comment section. Now up there's a very knightly looking shape of a very drunk looking letter I. That's just there because it's pretty. And that there is supposed to be a minor approximation of the way a Minecraft hut looks when it's in the hardcore mode. Unfortunately, the approximation is like incredibly far away, so you can also assume that it's a sheep, because that and that are the little, you know, horns, and the rest is basically its face. And only now am I realizing that as a result, this entire wall basically decodes as I love Truly Bedrock. Or I sheep Truly Bedrock. But speaking of symbols, minor oversight. Up front, it actually reads BT. So I guess we're distributing Bluetooth or something. So here's a new one, but really, it's an old one. It's a thing I already talked about, and it's a very bizarre bug that is very easy to reproduce, and I'm not sure if that's even a bug or not. Basically, the stairs and the slabs on Bedrock Edition have very different qualities to the full blocks, which is to say they let the light through them. Even more so, full block slabs, they don't let the light through themselves, but they have a very different light collision box or something like that from proper full blocks. So here's the slab block, here's the full block, and here they are one next to another. And you instantly see that between the two slab blocks there is no difference basically. But there's a very noticeable one between a full one and a slab block. So this is bizarre. Because on one hand, these here, both are made with stairs and slab blocks. While that here is made halfway with slab blocks and halfway with, you know, full blocks. And you can see a giant seam between where the slab and stair ends and where the full block begins. And that is just utterly ugly and I hate it, and I don't know why it's happening. But I already addressed this in this series once and just felt like it's worth bringing up. Especially now that the entire room is nearly completed. I just have to finish up the top half of those walls and we will be golden. All I need to do now is to get some sort of a design for the rest of the tunnel all the way back to the graveyard. Maybe figure something out with the entrance to the right into the old, you know, old area that leads up ahead. And perhaps it would be a really good idea to find someone to clean that stuff up, because really it's that's a lot of stuff that nobody really owns and nobody really cares for or about, that just lay in here. I mean, this is quality resource here. This is like deluxe rotten flesh just being absolutely wasted. which is to say that we need more stuff around here. Basically, in the perfect world, we would have had the entire whitelist of the server on our side to begin with, seeing how this concerns the entire world and the entire moon and the entire everyone. But until then, we need to start shifting gears. We need to start working on getting the rest of the whitelist on our case. And yep, my friends, it does definitely help that I am the owner and the sole reporter of the only newspaper in the entire server. So I feel it's time to finally revisit the Truly Bedrock Herald and issue the sixth issue of it. Yeah, that's not issue. Make sixth issue. Make the sixth number, basically. It's gonna be a lengthy expose right there on the front page, telling them all about how nothing is actually over and, you know, everything's bad. Here's my typewriting area, and wow. I don't remember. Wait a minute. I didn't leave it cleaned up. I don't have that much foresight. Softens iffy about it. Okay, let's see. What does it look like? All mapped out. Yep, Truly Bedrock Herald number 5. This feels so familiar and so nice, and I'm so happy. So basically, the reason I'm so happy about it is because, well, first of all, it's returned to form, and I feel really great about it. But second of all, it's because a picture is worth 1,000 words. That's, you know, to begin with, is why we chose to do pictures this time around and not newspaper powered by written books. So we're gonna basically build the entire issue. I was thinking a tagline of sorts, nothing is over yet, or something like that. Or maybe Vexus on the Moon, but I don't feel like revealing that one, because that one will get me instantly committed to an institution, I feel. Okay, this is disturbing. Somebody definitely was here. And that someone was definitely not me, because I never use cakes for anything, and I also don't place my ender chests. I usually take them back with me. So, yeah. Someone's been here, and someone's been walking on my newspaper behind my back. What is going on? Is my newspaper haunted? Actually, that would be a nice tagline. Yeah, I feel I owe the reader a fair warning there, in the upper right corner, and really it is actually incredibly accurate, seeing how many husks and drowned and everything I had to just now clear out from under some bits of this newspaper. So here's the plan. I think we're gonna break out the big guns. So this time around, the newspaper is gonna be basically just all one big article. Like the entire space, I want to dedicate to this. I want to make it bright, sparkling clear that we are not done with the moon yet, and I want to instill fear into people, okay? Fear is the best motivator. We're gonna just scare the living crap out of them. Just gonna pile up the totally doomed mechanic. Yep, just absolute herald of the times coming. That kind of stuff. I want basically most of the page taken out by simultaneously the article itself and a giant pixel art of the still shattered moon. And luckily, yeah, the nature provides just the model for it. I kid, of course. I also have this picture we put together. Hey, look at this, yay! Moon's broke! So I'm gonna be following this one, and where's my Minecraft? There's my Minecraft. And we'll see how closely I can recreate it. Something tells me quite closely, because, I mean, I'm pretty good at this. Well, scratch that, it's not imposing in the slightest. It's actually looking pretty freaking stupid. But I feel I can still salvage it by simply removing all of the extra pixels that the map making adds to the shading to create the illusion of, you know, hills and whatnot. And also by employing one of the tactics I already did with the newspapers, and that is the gradient. So what I want to do now is I want to fill in every single block of sand except within the actual pieces of the moon with this brown concrete. Now, brown concrete, you would think, would not show up on the map any different than the regular wood, the regular planks, but it does, you can tell. There's a little bit, it's a little bit darker, it's a little bit more, you know, darker black, and it is pretty nice, So, the plan is, until this area here, you see this one? Yeah. Until this circle, we will be filling in the brown concrete entirely. So it's gonna be just pure darkness in the realm of the brown ink we're using for this newspaper. And then, outside, between it and this circle here, much bigger one, it's gonna be halfway through. It's gonna be randomly, it's gonna get denser around here, and it's gonna get plank denser around here. And as a result, when the two meet and the two are intersected, we'll have effect similar to a gradient. Okay? Okay. And then, outside of this circle, and all the way to here, it's gonna be mostly just planks, but the further we go, the more there gonna be blank spots between the planks, until on the outside it just looks like a little bit lighter of a gradient, like barely ever a dot of the actual thing. See? So we're gonna pretend that the darkness is more at the center of the moon, at the center of the asteroids, than at the edge, and then the entire paper itself is gonna be naturally, well, white, but, you know, yellow, and that's where all the text is gonna be, and that's how we're gonna distinguish the very different colored text against this background. Did any of that make sense? Because that's kind of how pixel art works in general, and I already did that gradient effect. So I'm hoping that last time I did it, I explained it better than right now. And that we are, pardon the pun, on the same page about this. So I don't mean to toot my own horn, guys. I don't mean to overblow this, but... Yep. It looks like a meatball. It looks like a giant meatball. It looks like a very bizarre coffee stain in the corner of the paper, which I guess is fitting, because this is a newspaper after all. You would use this stupid thing as a coaster. Crying out loud, Zloy, what have you created? I mean, if you kind of squint, if you zoom out, if you go away, close your eyes, turn off the light in the room, and never think about this piece of art again. I forgot where I was going with this bit. Yeah, if you kind of squint, you kind of can tell. If you know what the Truly Bedrock moon looks like, you will kind of recognize it as one. Maybe, probably, I don't know. Oh my god, this is just getting so annoying. Yes, I am the member of the press. I am allowed to be here. Unless you're Ghostbusters specifically, please get away from the premises. What? And once more, for the results, we got this so far. Now, right away, I did overlay some of the text over the picture, and this looks actually pretty nice, pretty cool. I didn't expect it to be that discernible, but it really is, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So, just reading through, and it's not over yet. While the recent moon mission has revealed much about the nature of the impending moon apocalypse, it's worth pointing out that precisely one squad is being done to help it. In this time, the group must band together under new leadership. I'm sorry, I'm not wearing my crown. Where is it? Yep, naturally mine. Implied, very much implied. And under new leadership, and I want to also say something about yada yada to help combat this crisis, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. Now you have to keep in mind that I want to start this putting this newspaper everywhere for free, so this is the first ever free for all issue of the Truly Bedrock Herald, and at the same time I have plenty of signs prepared for when I'll be putting it up. So right by the signs there will be a nice regular wooden sign saying "Join the Skies Fall." Society keeping you safe from a lunar landing. Or skis fall for, you know, shot. Which, yeah, a little bit on the nose, a little bit on the... Why is there two of you now? But we almost made it to the Adele song, which is incredibly nice, incredibly nice. Goodbye, the faithful news card. I never liked you, and you were kind of boring and kind of really tiny and way not deserving of the Truly Bedrock Herald and how much effort went into the actual issues. But still, it's kind of sad realizing that this perhaps might be the last ever Truly Bedrock Herald I ever make. At the very least in this world, at the very least before the moon falls. So now to spread this all around in all the spots where people are, just in, you know, minor hopes that someone will actually read it. My friends, at least, we're going out with a bang, and I'm incredibly proud of the Moon Pixel art, and truth be told, of the phrasing that I implied in the article itself. We are in endgame, and I couldn't be happier. But I think that this is gonna be it for today's episode of Truly Bedrock. My friends, we're on our way to proving this to the server that we're not crazy yet. And here's hoping that everyone will get the message and band together and help me with my stupid idea of either building a giant bunker underneath the land, or, by the way, going and maybe finishing the Nether hub. Cause yeah, the project Hide Under Bedrock is actually still very much going, and probably should have worked on that instead. But that's gonna be it for today, so thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been Zloy XP, this has been Truly Bedrock. To be continued, have a good one, bye bye.